Hey, what up, what up? It's Alex, Fantasy Football Hustler, back at you.
And it is I, Charles Lebo Guard Ray. There it is. Charles
Hello,
Lebo.
Clarice. Hello, Clarice. And I am Dr. Lecter.
Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah. Are you drinking
What
a
did
nice
you do with Peacock, Doctor?
You drinking a nice bottle of Chianti over there?
Yes, Chianti. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's a good one.
It's the alcohol-free Chianti.
Mm-hmm.
All liver and fava beans in that one.
Hey, we got Sven in the house. What up, Sven?
Hey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Sven right there, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, we're taking this one all the way back. We really are. I don't even know if you guys are ready for this.
Way back.
With the Chuck.
Yeah.
Taking it all the way back. 35-year anniversary for this movie. Taking it back to 1998. Of course, we're talking about.
You guys hear that?
Yeah.
What?
What is
What
that?
is it? What?
I don't know. It sounds cool.
1988. The beginning of the Chucky franchise. Oh, man. Came out November 9th, 1988. And that is when the movie starts. It starts on November 9th. That's when Charles Lee Ray is shot down in the streets. Now, did you guys know that his name is a combination of Charles Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, and James Earl Ray?
Mm-hmm.
I was aware of that, and then I forgot,
See, the thing went away now. Did y'all really hear that? Y'all just fucking with me.
What up, Pedro? He said, "What's good, family? I'm having a blessed day." I wonder
Hey,
if
all right.
everyone's gonna be blessed now when they see Bogey.
How you doing? Blessed. Why does that irritate someone like me? It's like, yeah, well, I'm struggling. And you know what? Struggle builds character. I wasn't blessed, apparently.
The Lord has stricken me with trials and tribulations.
You know what I'm saying? Praise Lord.
I was watching the trailer, and in the trailer, they kind of tell you everything and nothing at the same time, because it's something with this doll, and but you have no idea what, and they're still even kind of explaining little things of what's happening, but you still never actually see the face of the doll talking or anything. You do see the little part where he's walking, with what looks like a toy knife, but we know it's definitely not a toy knife.
I mean, he definitely wouldn't no G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip where you could he's just holding a knife. He's the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this good guy doll? And I think the thing with the trailer, the silence of it all, not hearing him talk or not giving too much, also had to do with I don't think they knew who the voice, the actual voice of the doll was gonna be. You know what I mean?
Maybe
He didn't have all that figured yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In post,
I'm not too sure when Brad Dourif was brought on to play the role, but his voice fits it just spot on. This movie, for me, I saw it extremely young, way younger than I think I was probably 5 or 6. My older cousins tricked me into watching it. Put it on after some DuckTales. Led right in, and at the time
they had you watching the Scrooge McDuck, and then this motherfucker said, "Now we watching Chucky." It had child in the name.
It did, right? It looked like friendly, yeah, for sure. But no, it didn't. It turned out not to be. But yeah. And then growing up,
I think he was originally the guy doing the voice on set, right? And if it just fits so well, something like that.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Doing
exactly
while they were doing having people
Yeah, he made a career out of this, right? Being the voice of Chucky for at least a few of the sequels, at least, I think.
I mean, all of them, right?
Did he?
Maybe. Many of them now, because you think about there's no real actors except for Andy, who made it to the second one. The mom was too busy doing Seventh Heaven, so they just in the story put her in a psych ward.
That makes sense.
Just kill her off. Get us killing her off.
Yeah,
you can always bring her back or visit the psych ward.
Well, you know that cop.
Something.
I mean, I guess spoiler alert, but the cop, he's definitely like, listen, man, I don't know what the fuck that crazy bitch is talking about. I showed up on the scene, the crispy fried doll, woman hysterical. I mean, send her, have her committed. That's probably what happened.
Yep, but all they had to do, they had to look to the Dembala. And man, yeah, Bogey, you want to talk about the Dembala? A little bit of the backstory there.
I did a little more research, so I guess apparently Dembala it's the voodoo god, but it's the guy that brings life. So its power could be summoned and used for good and evil.
Yeah,
right.
But in the universe, that's all subjective. You know what I mean?
Well, and I guess like voodoo in general, like we hear voodoo, it's automatically bad, but like not everything with voodoo is supposed to be bad necessarily. Like even with the voodoo dolls, like one of the reasons that they had that was to like heal themselves or different body parts using.
What too though? It's that there's the dark side of it, the hoodoo.
Oh yeah,
you don't want to fool around with a hoodoo.
Who doing what?
And look at this.
Don't you make light of the voodoo.
So Sven hasn't been keeping up with the new series apparently. So I'm current and up to date because they're current and up to date on Peacock. And he said this new Chucky series. He said this new Chucky series looks cheesy as hell. He says in the White House, really?
It's badass, man.
Really?
It's totally getting off the rails. Like
you have to have an appreciation for the Chucky lore and how like ridiculous it is in itself. Then
he's eternal. Like he can't be killed. He gets resurrected all the time. He could be anywhere.
Yes, for God's sake.
That's true.
It was the buddy doll. It was the good guy doll. You know what I'm saying? Semen edition. This one actually ejaculates. This one ejaculates.
Remember she was like, hey, Chucky, do you think you should use a rubber? He's like, use a rubber. Baby, I'm all rubber.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. And Willpower, what up? He said, do you realize the head detective in that movie was also the vampire in the original Fright Night movie? Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
I want to go back and watch the original.
Well, hey, look at this. So the dude, I forget who directed it, but like I think he came from the Fright. He directed the Fright Night shit. So it makes sense.
Will said I stopped watching the new Chucky when they started getting all gay. He said, they really forced the issue. Like that's something that I brought up multiple times that they're like, you look at like all the other like Chucky's and like pretty much Chucky's the only one who has like a relationship, throughout most of these movies. But like they're really like forcing, that relationship down your throats with.
I think also because Don Mancini, the writer, like the creator of Chucky, and he's actually written all the movies and in the series. Like he's, this guy stays on board with all the shit. Mm-hmm. I think he was a gay man, or he is a gay man. So I think this is like a lot. That character is supposed to be like a reflection of him, I guess.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it yet.
Even in the first season, I remember seeing that clip like at the end. Chucky's like, yeah, that's really gay. And he's like, that's my boyfriend. He like squeezes him and kills him.
He like pops his head even.
So unnecessary.
I mean, because there's a gang of Chucky's, though. That's what's dope about the whole thing. And they just funny as fuck, bro. Chucky's hilarious, bro.
And what up, Bakes? He said, where's Nelly now? Nelly now is in Canada. He'll be back next week. He had some family.
Yeah, we went back home for a sec.
Yes, across the border. So this all starts with, let's just jump right into the movie here. It all starts with the actual Charles Lee Ray just running from the detective. That's all you see. And they're shooting back and forth. He gets shot in front of Jimmy Wong's, in front of his Chinese restaurant.
I was counting bullets.
Jimmy Wong's what? He's like some musician or something now.
Is he?
No, I have no idea.
So it was like it wasn't even. It was like a shameless plug. He was like, yeah, look right here.
No, Jimmy Wong is. I mean, I think like now he's like he's an actor and a musician, but I think he was born in '87. So like I think that's just a joke that they had Jimmy Wongs even way back then.
Or maybe they're time travelers.
Could be a time traveler. My money's on time traveler.
Me too.
And that dumbass Eddie Caputo. So Charles Lee Ray gets shot And yeah, Eddie Caputo just takes off. He like looks back and he's like, oh, he's down. I think he's done. Takes off maybe like 5 seconds too early. And you hear that Chucky voice, Eddie, don't leave me. Sounds a little bit different as a human than he does as a doll. But then he breaks in to the toy shop where he's right next to. They have a lot of bad toys. Like, I don't know if you saw.
It's probably not a lot of toys they could have licensed for the movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
There was a cardboard hockey one. It was very flimsy looking. It was like supposed to be like electric. It was supposed to be like electric hockey, maybe. I'm not too sure, but it looked pretty bad. I wouldn't buy any toys in there for any of the kids. They had a shitload of Chucky dolls in there, the good guys.
Oh, yeah.
Was it a good guy store? I saw like he just walked into the good guy store.
No,
I mean, you see a lot of different toys. I don't know what was up with like how it was all, they were all covering like the walls or the windows or whatever. Like it's like you couldn't see in the store. All the toys were covering the windows, and it was nothing but cars. It's really weird.
Yeah, nobody was around either. These guys are just
remember toy stores. Period, though. Like, damn, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, there's like KB Toys,
KB Toy Stores, Toys R Us.
That's right.
You couldn't get Toys R Us. Maybe it was a bad look for Toys R Us. They're like, you know what?
I don't know those places with my pops.
I don't know if Chucky and Jeffrey will be.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digress.
And Andy, isn't it a little too close to Toy Story? You got Andy with your doll that's coming alive.
Yeah.
I like it. That's great little correlation there.
Yeah.
I didn't know Chucky was that influential. Disney,
pop culture.
Eat your heart out.
All right, and let me see, Vincent, got to hang, gents. I want to hop on a show sometime soon. My schedule allows it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we do this one every Friday, and then we do all the fantasy shits like round the clock, bro. You're always welcome, Sven, for real.
Yeah. And Will says, Chucky says, Aunt Maggie was a bitch and she got what she deserved. Man, the mom had to think that he was a psycho when he said that.
Aunt Maggie was a bitch. He delivered it well, too. I bet you were like, okay, kid. You nailed it.
Yeah, that kid was impressive in that movie.
Yeah. So Charles Lee Ray, he's bleeding. He doesn't even really bleed that much. He bleeds more as the doll version of him than he does as like the actual human.
He gets shot in the ass, I think, or like in the leg, and then he breaks into the store. And I was counting bullets. He got 6. He had 6 shots. The 6th one was to break the lock on the toy store to get in. And then he magically shoots like 2 or 3 more times. I don't know if he reloaded. They didn't show that on camera.
Might have the extendo.
It's just like Last Action Hero.
It was a 6.
He was a terrible shot, I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, he didn't hit shit.
He hit that lock like a motherfucker. Huh? He's like, fucking last bullet.
No, yeah. Well, whatever.
Except for these other 2 in the chamber, apparently.
And he's like, counting. He's falling, and he's like, I gotta find somebody. And then he has this weird idea. Sees the doll after he falls down.
Knocks over the doll. His back's all bloody.
I beg of you. S'accusati e me pote mortis me le deve corde morche.
It's the thing of nightmares.
S'accusati e me pote morte. Adele porte passe de bella. Adele porte passe de bella. Adele porte passe de bella. Adele porte passe de bella.
Hey, you just let him keep doing it.
I mean, what a hell of an out, though, right? Like, just I know the doll was miraculous for him to like transfer his soul into the doll, but like,
that
you know,
no problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's made of plastic at that point, right?
Yeah, really. Yeah,
but like, just to have that in your back pocket, right? Like, you know,
why did he let
transfer my soul real quick?
I know he didn't know what was going on, but like, why wouldn't he have just shot him? Like, he was obviously looking at him or close enough to him to where he could see what was going on.
Yeah, Detective, what's Mikey, whatever his name is, Norris, right? He was like, he was roaming around the store, like, and he was hearing all this noise, and this guy was obviously already wounded. Like, he didn't go anywhere. If you notice, he's just kind of like standing around the whole time, like looking around. Like he doesn't really move from any part of the store, like to find him. He does kind of follow a blood trail a little, finds a coat, and then basically stops looking at that point. And then Charles Lee Ray is able to transform his body. And he saw that whole.
That's what makes a head detective in that city. Hold on, are they in Chicago or is this like Jersey? Because I know he was like
he's from Jersey in Chicago.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because he's like on the run. I mean, like he's
he's making his moves from city to city, town to town.
Yeah, just getting the strangling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's the
Lakeshore Strangler.
Lakeshore Strangler.
Yeah.
He didn't do any strangling. Well, he does his Chucky.
I mean, he's a hell of a stabber. I'll tell you that much.
We'll talk about it because he does try to get his strangling on.
Oh, he's a terrible shot, though. You're right. He's a terrible shot.
I mean, because he's a strangler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he likes to be up close when he does the deed.
He's like the Steven Seagal of like serial killers. You know what I mean? And
I like how this fucking cop took credit. I was the one who killed him. He didn't shoot him. He didn't do nothing. There's just like a big old explosion because of the what's it called? The bolt of lightning. That just made all the magic.
To press a single mom. That's all he was trying to do.
He's trying to get promoted, right?
I killed him.
Well, no, it was when he was talking to the mom. So
he's just trying to get,
because I was the one who killed him. He's one
bonus points for the bonus hole.
I mean, put a notch on his belt.
So Charles Lee Ray dies the same exact day that Andy turned 6. And oh man,
that poor kid.
Is this? You think this is the first time he's made breakfast? I mean, he's trying to get his mom up and do something nice. You think it's the first time he's ever?
It has to be.
I don't know, but I mean, like, it just made me realize what kind of a shit mother she is.
What up, Marty?
sleeping
Get up and fucking make something for your kid. God damn it. It's his birthday.
Maybe she worked a double, because obviously, like that.
Well, I mean, clearly there's no dad around, right? So we already know she has poor judgment. She makes poor decisions, right?
Well, I think the dad died, right?
Oh, my bad. I take it back.
I think somewhere along widow. I think somewhere along the way, not in this movie, but somewhere along the Chucky timeline, they say that the dad died in a car accident, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And if anybody remembers, if that's the wrong backstory, let me know. But yeah, she's a single mom who's like, remember, her boss is just such an asshole. Do you like your job, Mrs. Barclay? Then you're gonna have to come back and work again tonight.
Yeah, he's like, you can leave at 5, but you have to be back at 7.
Yeah, what an ass. You just get a 2-hour break.
She had to pick up her kid from daycare or whatever and find a babysitter.
She's like,
and that's back before cell phones, bro. Who are you gonna call?
I mean, my bad. Ghostbusters.
They probably watch the kid.
Drop him off they would pick up on that doll real fast. He'd have some kind of meter going on. There's paranormal activity coming from this doll. Shut the fuck up, Edan!
Hey, get up. Stop hitting on the mom. I love Ghostbusters. I gotta watch out with the kids later.
What was his name? Evan? What was his name? Edan?
Edan. Yeah, rest in peace. That guy passed away already.
Did he?
Yeah, he wasn't able. Yeah, that's why he wasn't able to be in the Ghostbusters movie, right? Yeah, he was the only one, and it was like
he probably would have been disgusted.
Well, the main character was, I'm pretty sure, was like his.
He's rolling over in his grave.
Yeah, it wasn't that great, but
the main character in that movie, wasn't it like his granddaughter or something?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, word. Okay, I take it back.
Right.
I take
He's
it back.
mentioned a lot in the story.
Yeah, I'm just a dickhead tonight. My bad.
They do a tribute. They kind of do a tribute to that that actor or whatever throughout the movie. They drop hints and say it was okay. It wasn't that bad, but it was a little.
I mean, it was way better than the other one. The all women's.
Yeah, that one was horrible. I'm sorry.
That one failed.
I tried to like it.
That's the one I'm talking about.
No, that's another one.
Oh yeah,
another one.
Yeah,
there's one that came out like 2018 or 19, something like that.
With the geeky kid from Stranger Things.
Okay, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, that one was decent.
Okay.
There's a lot better. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a lot better than the other one.
Okay,
for sure. That one was a big swing and a miss for sure.
That was oof.
They went too far off of like the original story. Like I don't know, they tried to make it something it wasn't. And
it was like a alternate universe, Ghostbusters, basically. Different timeline.
All right, jumping back into Chucky. All right, or Child's Play. This kid, okay, he sees the good guy doll on TV while he's like carrying the tray, like the food tray back to wake up his mom, and he gets so like, wow, gets so impressed. But like, so if he just barely found out about this doll, and then like, but he's looking over, and he's like, wait, is that the doll? Like, do you think he really just found out about it right then?
Oh, you mean the that morning when he sees the advertisement?
Yeah, he was like super excited for that doll. Like it was the first time that he'd ever seen that it was a doll or something.
I feel like that was the first time he ever watched TV ever.
No, man.
Because he was like,
I know,
I've
I
seen
was fucking around.
Remember?
He's like, I've seen this one already.
The TV's basically his babysitter outside that aunt, whatever her name.
Oh yeah.
Give it to
The mom's like, I'm gonna be back at work. Okay.
Check it out. The mom's name's Karen, bro. The mom's name's Karen.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Karen.
See, and that's the same for Barclay, the kid knows how to fend for himself. He's cooking his own breakfast. Listen, she even got him a job application. She was like, "Listen, I know you just turned 6, but you know what I mean. It's just this job application.
I know he just
throwing your weight around to earn your keep." Andy.
Listen, you got to be the man of the house now.
Man, and like, all right,
you're the man of the house.
And they're working in like what, downtown or something. Well, and she gets him clothes. He's so disappointed. And they get him like some shitty accessories or whatever. And then she's like, I know you wanted the doll, but I couldn't get them. They're so hard to find. But like, then she's at work, and I don't know, it's got to be like downtown or something. And like, how does she just have like a big ass pearl necklace? And like her friend's like, come on, there's a peddler with the doll right down the street. Let's go. She just like leaves all the necklaces and shit just like out.
Yeah, that's real sus, man.
It's because Chicago's like a really safe place, though. That's why. I mean, it's not like there's any crime or anything. I mean, look at the other guy. Charles Lee Ray came from Jersey, bro. Like he brought all that. It's just a really wholesome place.
He brought all that with him in the late
Chicago
80s.
Is.
And Bake said, "Damn Peacock." He said, "There's your new shirt idea. Bonus points for your bonus hole."
Yeah, that's why I referenced the shirt. I saw it in the chat. I was laughing.
All right, now I want your guys' theory. Okay, so when he transferred himself into the doll's outside of the box, right?
Yeah, these are things you don't question because I know where you're getting at. It bothered me because, like, not only is he a very talented, like, voodoo artist, he could transfer his soul into an inanimate object. It's already phenomenal in itself. But the ability to put himself in the box and then wrap it from the outside and or convince like a drunk bum, that's the kind of conclusion I came up with, is that Chucky like slipped a little $5 bill to like a drunk bum who's just like, hey, this fucking doll, right? Gave me a fin and told me just to wrap him in this box. And no one's gonna believe a homeless guy, right? That's where I came to a conclusion.
But well, he couldn't have revealed himself to that guy because then he would have
that guy was sharp.
But then you would have to transfer his soul into that guy, not Andy.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. But see, that guy,
that
guy was older. He might have had diabetes. I think that he was clearly a racist. He wasn't going to transfer himself into an African American. Clearly, no, I'm just saying this is not me. Don't say that. You don't get mad at me. Get mad at Charles Lee Ray.
He wasn't going to show himself to John or someone.
Nah, but then again, too. Think about this. What if he went up to the brother and he knew him? He's like, hey, listen, it's Charles. He's like, it's Charles. He's like, man, what the fuck, Charles? Listen, that's what I'm going to need you to do, okay?
Well, that's what he told him. The guy later on in the movie, he's like, you're an abomination, bro. He reacted all crazy. He twisted what I took for evil and all that junk.
He said, yeah, he wanted to transform himself into a 6-year-old Jewish kid.
He was going to make it in Hollywood. He was going to make it in Hollywood.
But yeah, so that's a little bit of my beef is like, you know, how did he get put back in there? Did he put himself back in there somehow? Which, because of the way that the
very talented that Charles Lee Ray
could have been.
Don't ask the magician how you did it.
Or maybe he just left it open and the guy when he picked it up closed it, whatever. He's like, oh, good guy.
He wrote a note on this thing. It said
$50 off of it.
Here's $50 right here to whoever finds this, wrap this up, put it on the street, and sell me
to
any
somebody.
white woman. It said that on the note.
Sell me any white woman.
Because that's
I'm
what
a
I
good guy, dog.
What's his motive for trying to like wanting to hit the street somewhere instead of just like running around as Chucky somehow?
See, I mean, because here's the thing too, is like I think he figures, okay, get me to a kid, I'll jump into a fucking maybe he's not even thinking about a kid yet. Maybe he's not thinking that far into it yet. Like okay, I can start over, have a whole new life, right? Maybe he's thinking like, okay, just keep bouncing around till I find like some husband or something, jump in that thing, take all her money, maybe strangle the wife or something. You know what I mean? He's probably thinking these things.
His thing is like I don't know what's going on. Like I'm in here, I'm gonna hide until I get to somebody's place, and then I'm making a break and doing the killing.
And I don't think
what
if somebody just like a dumpster truck just rolled over and just throws them in the motherfucker for some, you know what I mean? Ah, you just hear him in that shit.
Crushes it. He gets the shredder ending for Ninja Turtles.
I'm just saying. Did y'all hear that?
I like the way his little mouth moves and stuff. It's all animatronic kind of underneath that rubber.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they had to like shoot it in 60 they shot it like low, like slow frames or so. I'm slaughtering the terminology, but then they like slowed down the pitch to match the little vocals to it, and then they sped it back up. You know what I'm saying? That's how they had to do it to try to match the vocals, because like it just, and when he's talking in real time, like how a human would talk, it's not, you know what I mean? You can't mimic that, obviously.
Will said, imagine being able to start over at 6 and retain all your knowledge as an adult that you gained. To that point as an adult would be super dope. Yeah, that'd be crazy. It'd be crazy.
I think by the time I get to like 18 in that body, I'd be super annoyed already. Like, oh, finally, like let's freaking go.
Yeah, because I feel like you'd be in prison at the same time, because like everything that you want to do as an adult, you're not able to.
Right.
I don't know, unless you just hide that damn bulad that motherfucker into like Kobe Bryant or something, and you're just like, then you know what I mean? Just empty his fucking account and then go and find see, that's the thing too. It's like you're just jumping from body to body at that point, right? I mean, you really got to I guess that's the best case scenario, is to grow into the thing.
Well, I mean, obviously there's rules to it, because you couldn't just jump.
Oh, yeah, because you stuck in that motherfucker after a certain amount of time or something. No, but see, I think it was in this case because he was in an inanimate object. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, like a person who wasn't a murderer who would use that would probably like jump into, go to the hospital and find somebody who's been comatose for like forever.
Well, there's more of the allure later, right? That he went into different bodies after that.
I'm assuming so.
Like what do they talk about on the series, Bo?
It's like his soul split into like, you know what I mean? It's split into like a fucking infinite amount of fucking dolls or whatever the fuck.
But not just dolls, like people
like
also, right? Because isn't he?
Yeah.
He's possessing like that woman's body. I can't even remember her name off the top of my head.
Yeah, Mika.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that's the actual daughter of the actor who plays the fucking Chucky.
Okay.
Oh
yeah,
Brad Dourif's daughter.
Yeah, she plays Mika. They got her because I guess like they went through like the camp. After like
that's dope.
Part 3 and 4, it was like campy as fuck, right? The Chucky,
yeah, for sure.
Right? And then then they start doing like the Seed of Chucky and like the cold Chucky funny. Cold or whatever the fuck. I ain't never watched those ones honestly, but apparently those was like really dark, and it they kind of brought back this real slasher fucking dark Chucky with the darker humor. And
Will said, just keep the Dembala into the other people and take over their lives. He said kind of like the movie Fallen. So that
I was going to mention that. Fallen.
Yeah, that Fallen was fucking. I was actually trying to get us to do Fallen, ironically, and then I was like, but you know what?
About the first Power, it's like kind of like that also, like the what Lou Diamond Phillips' character sees the guy get the death penalty, and then like he gets up after he's already been knocked out or whatever the hell, or he gets gassed up. I don't remember, he gets gassed.
You ever seen what's that thing called? Skeleton Key?
I've seen it.
Yeah, really good actually.
Oh, it was
fucking good.
that the one with the magic powder shit or whatever?
No,
the
no.
barrier?
It deals with this shit, this voodoo soul transfer shit.
Yeah, that had something to do with that as well. What's her face?
Well, the powder was like they had this powder to just incapacitate them. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
so they can hold them down and do the fucking little whatever the fuck they do.
Goldie Hawn's daughter. What's that chick's name? Kate Hudson, right? Is she in that one?
That's her daughter.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Hey, Kate. Hey, how tall is Kate Hudson? Like 6'4"?
Nah, no way.
No, I'm just exaggerating. That's a big bitch.
I don't think she's that tall, is she? I don't know.
Nah, she's probably like 5'11", 5'9". 10.
All right, so she buys this. She buys this doll. I wonder what it was retail because he was like $50 when
it was 100, I think.
Man, that thing was probably like, hey, listen, how much was the Tickle Me Elmo, bro? It was the equivalent to the Tickle Me Elmo. The Tickle Me Elmo was probably like, maybe like, I think it was. See, yeah, because it's not like it was. No one could find this doll. It had a whole store full of them motherfuckers. So it wasn't like. So I guess it wasn't the Tickle Me Elmo.
She couldn't save up for it, so she didn't have enough money to buy it.
Yeah,
that's what she says in the beginning. And then the aunt friend or whatever, she's like, you don't have to spend $100 or something like that. When she tells her, she's like, the guy's down in the alley. So I think it was $100 for the doll. Which
because she knows about them alleys, doesn't that friend? Huh? She's like,
she seemed like it. She was like, after they make the deal. Hey, what's up, Derek? After they make the deal, with the thing or whatever, what they do, she's like, I think I dated that guy.
More like he purchased her in one night.
Well, they were arguing,
that seems like the back streets that she used to walk the blade.
Because man, I mean, he throws out 50.
You know what I mean? Later on,
he throws out $50. She was like, "No way, we're not giving you more than 10." Like she was a shrewd negotiator, and he was like 30 then, and she was like, "No way." He's like, "All right, I'll take it or leave it," and she took it for $30. So that thing was $100. It is possessed by Charles.
For only $30, she bought herself a lifetime of therapy.
That's what happens when you try to save a couple bucks these days. Like
you end up getting a demonic possessed doll.
They just work it over for the real stuff, man. Yeah, screw that. Like even like with shoes, like I get. Like I'm like, I could buy it for like 160, like a pair that's 300. I'm like, I'm never gonna do that. I'm not gonna buy replicas.
See, now you fucked me up for life, bro. Now I'm gonna think I might be buying a possessed pair of shoes. Listen,
trying to save a couple bucks and get a possessed pair of shoes.
Motherfucker, put
these right here. These are the Halloween slimes right here. So you got the Nike Halloween slimes that glow in the dark.
Oh yeah,
some possessed shoes right there, bro.
Nice. Those are hard. Hey, oh, never mind. Adam Sandler already did that. I was like, "Ooh, that's a movie right there." You put the shoes on and you're like possessed or something. Like, oh, never mind. It's Cobra.
Yeah, and like my It's been done a few times.
Remember, he puts the shoes on. He's Method Man now. He's like, ugh.
Oh, dude. And then MC Hammer had a cartoon, and the dude in the cartoon put the shoes on, and he turned into like a superstar MC Hammer type dude, and the shoes would talk.
Oh, word! I remember that shit. Lightweight.
Just unlock some core memory in your
Damn,
brain.
Hammer. Hey, Hammer. Well, how did you go broke, Hammer? You had your own cartoon. Motherfucker's rolling deep.
Hammer don't hurt him.
He was rolling deep, man. He was like, "We're going to Roscoe's. You know what? I'm buying Roscoe's."
That bumps in the trunks. Give me the what is it? Bumps in a rump, or I don't know what that song was called.
No, that's I think that was Rex and the Facts. No. His was stop hammer time.
He like came back with that other song. I forgot what it was.
All right, so the mom, she can only come home for long enough to just pretty much drop off the present, and that's it. And like, how do they get so far? And like, he doesn't ask what it is or anything. When she gets in, she was like, "Hey, this isn't groceries." What is it? And it's a good guy, and oh man, he's super impressed and super happy.
I think it's because he was bummed all day, like he didn't get the doll, so that's why he was like he didn't even notice when she walked in.
I mean, I bet you there was okay. Here's my thoughts. This might have been the first gift he's ever got because they're really poor, right, and struggling. And so he's just walking. She holding the gift. He don't even know what our gift would look like.
Man, see, you say he's poor. Did you see their entire house is just covered with his toys and shit? Like he's got some train set like in his room and some like fucking near life-size car. Like
I don't know, man. I mean, she's been buying toys off the streets forever, bro. I'll give you that train set for $1.
She works at the mall.
Give it for $7. All right.
They're throwing toys
She
out.
giving hand jobs behind it. She giving hand jobs in those back alleys for a ton of toys, man.
Toys for tugs.
Toys for tugs. I just laid up and you spike it. You know what I mean?
Did you guys pay attention when the news came on and he was like Eddie Caputo escapes, and like he looks at the TV and it's like the Anchorman, and then there's two little TVs, but it's like the Anchorman, the same Anchorman in both of those TVs.
I didn't catch that.
I mean, you gotta cut the budget. You gotta save budget somewhere. Maybe they were twins. You know what I'm saying, man?
No, that was him, man.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm like, yeah, I know it was there.
Trying to make it look like it's an extra anchor, like in there.
He was playing his older brother.
Derek's dying about the buying toys from crackheads. Will Power's dying about the handy for Andy.
Handy for Andy and the toys for tugs. That's where Deshaun Watson was at, bro. The toy drive, bro. That's the twisted Deshaun Watson toy drive, man.
Man, and
gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, so I don't know, Aunt Maggie, like what's her beef? Like, why couldn't Chucky just watch the news? Like, it's not like anybody was like
He's tired of seeing the horrors of the city. Turn it off, just act like it's not happening.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. That's why he was like, that's how he started with the news, like the TV. He couldn't just like straight up kill her or escape. Like, no, he had to mess with the TV. Maybe he was like, I'm gonna try to scare her so she can leave. I don't know.
Well, he wanted to hear about Eddie Caputo escaping from jail.
I mean, yeah, because he's kind of like it's almost because first of all he's like he's grasped that he's in this doll now, right? And he's like, all right, let's see what the fuck is going on. This is real. You know what I mean? And that's like looking on Instagram back in the days, right? He's like, turn that fucking news on.
Which
like looking on Twitter. What's going on? Fuck is Eddie at?
Yeah, and because he vowed to get Eddie Caputo back after leaving him high and dry out there for the detective to swoop him.
Yeah, when he was on his deathbed, he like vows to get the Eddie and the cop back at the
Caputo got caught anyways. Like that cop car was like right on him. So like whether he was in that car or not, he was getting got.
They ran him over. Let's just say that. If they're gonna leave it open for interpretation, I think they ran him over.
I think they say that he kills him, right? Later? I don't know.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's part of it. Yeah, we just haven't made it there. Yeah, so you see Andy talking to Chucky after Aunt Maggie grabs up the doll after he goes and turns on the news. And talking to Chucky like, see, I told you she'd get mad if he turned on the news. And he's still not like, he's not breaking kayfabe though. He's still holding it in.
Yes. Got that look on his face.
That evil look.
That look after you've taken a whole L to the face.
That creepy Chucky look.
And you think because I know this somewhat it is given the impression that they're poor, or like, I don't know, maybe living above middle class, because like it's all dim in the house and shit, like no lights.
Just save the lights, save the electricity.
She's probably like, God damn it, Andy, did you see this phone bill? This is why I got you a job application.
Turn all the lights off.
I said phone bill. My man. I meant to say electric bill, but you know what I'm saying? And God damn it. Stop running at the phone bill.
Say, who's he calling?
Why you calling long distance, Andy?
Stop calling mom's work.
My boss hotline. Asking questions at the good guys hotline. Running up the phone bill.
For real though.
$10
he's calling the good guys hotline. Is your good guy doll supposed to like make you conspired for murder?
Is your good guy doll supposed to hit your Aunt Maggie in the face with a hammer?
Oh yeah, that's
'Cause
gruesome.
that's what fucking happens here. Like she hears the footsteps, you know, and like
That's
you're
hilarious.
just not supposed to investigate those noises. You really aren't. And you're
You see,
really
like,
not supposed to just go follow those noises. Like you really aren't. And
But you know what though? That's got to be a rule. I think that's an unwritten rule in horror movies, right? The white person's always gonna investigate it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, or else we wouldn't have a movie.
yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we would still have a movie. She was on the couch. I think he might have got his Lakeshore
No, I'm
straight.
just talking about generally speaking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Most
Usually.
movies.
Usually.
Have white people seeing what's going
And
on.
Will said that never be the black guy in a horror movie. Yeah, usually don't make it too long.
I mean, the black
Yeah,
dude
it
was the one
sucks.
selling the doll. He was like, "Listen, bro, I gotta get it for $30."
That dude wasn't black, was he?
No, he wasn't a black dude.
Oh, he went
But he would be.
I legit didn't watch the movie.
He's just,
I didn't watch it over yet because I just remember the movie.
nah.
I
There's
guess I don't. In my mind, he was a black dude peddling.
I don't.
In the
Unfortunately, I don't
80s,
think there's any black people in this movie.
yeah, in the 80s, you're not gonna see too many black actors around anywhere. Yes, even in the horror movies, that's why they're the first to go because
Yeah.
one
That
black
is
guy.
true. I mean, even the voodoo guy, he gets it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
there's a
the
voodoo
one.
guy.
Yeah, I mean, he gets
John.
it. Yeah.
Of course.
John, good
Of
old
course,
John.
the one black guy is the crazy voodoo priest or whatever.
He gets it pretty bad too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And Maggie, you see the look on her face. It's like she closes the window or something. Yeah, Chucky knocked over something, like knocked over some flour. He's just like waiting for her to go over and pick it up. And you see her face like when she like sees him. You only see it for like a half a second, but yeah, she's hella startled.
She's seen the footprints. The footprints on that motherfucking the powder.
No, dude, he does a little pitter patter like across the screen, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's scary, but also hilarious at the same time.
I think this was, and you know what's dope too is this was him testing out his new stealth abilities.
What can I do in here?
He's like, whoa, look at they'll never suspect me, and I got this fucking hammer on me right now. You know what I mean? A literal hammer.
Good guy. And it was that accessory that the mom got him. It was a little building block little set. And that was the hammer that came in it. It was, I mean, that's an 80s toy.
Oh,
right?
It's a die-cast metal.
Hammer.
Remember, that's what he said. Made of die-cast metal.
Yeah.
They stopped selling those shits because they were dangerous, bro.
Because they're made of die-cast metal.
For sure.
Yeah, I need to have that shit plastic.
Hey, that's some OG Transformers, bro. Them joints is
Damn, like I didn't have those. I had the plastic ones that probably made noise, like or whatever.
That's kind of tight.
I even had the wood block ones too, like but it was like it wasn't intense like metal.
That's what I'm saying though. Remember Erector sets? Bro, Chucky did some damage with Erector set, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All the awesome little tools in there.
He'll make a fucking catapult or some shit.
She kind of flopped though, right? Because I mean, I know she does get hit with the hammer, but it's like then she had to like walk backwards like 10 steps and pretty much jump through the window.
I mean, you're in literal. What are you thinking right there?
She pulled a Shawn Michaels, bro. She's related to Shawn Michaels on that one. Like,
Okay.
She sold that for Chucky, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe because
like, you know what? I'm gonna die anyway. I'd just rather go out this way.
I was gonna say, she was like, my life is just it became this. I mean, she chose, man.
Yeah. And Chicago PD, I mean, they're really not too good at their jobs, are they?
No, dude, they're
just like runs up through, like gets into the whole apartment or building or whatever.
The crime scene.
Yeah, makes pretty much all the way to the door, and then someone's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" She's like, "I live here." It's like, "Oh, okay."
I would have been the detective that thought I was hella smart. I'd be like, "The kid did it. Somehow the kid did this." I would have been that motherfucker. I know the kid did this.
There is that guy, basically.
I'm on to you, kid.
He has that kind of vibe.
How freaked out would you be coming home to that house full of cops? You look in your living room, there's cops like reading the paper, like on your fucking couch and shit.
I just hope it's not my kid, first of all, right? But then if I find out it's Aunt Maggie, it's like, oh man, I don't know if they were like cousins or sisters or just friends. And she was quote unquote Aunt Maggie.
I feel like she
Either
just
way.
lived across the hall.
That's probably just her homegirl.
Like we live in the same building, we work at the same place or something, or we live nearby or whatever.
I mean,
Homegirl.
close
She
enough.
walked in back streets.
Yeah.
Homegirl with no dating life, apparently, she said.
Yeah. Close enough of a family friend to where he called her Aunt Maggie.
But see, I don't know, maybe because in my culture, growing up, like, you know what I'm saying, it's just out of respect. Like, you call everybody auntie or uncle. Like, if it's like your homies, mom and dad and shit, that's just how we did it.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be, I don't know.
Yeah,
because you know, white kids will be like, the white kids will say Maggie straight up. And we say Aunt. Huh?
Yeah.
Maggie. Turn the fucking news on, Maggie.
Man, so her trying to process like all this is pretty much where we're gonna leave it off for Act 1, and we'll talk about what happens after she gets back to the house. And yeah, we got a little ways to go in this one. So everyone who's rocking with us live, just make sure you stay tapped in with us here because we're recording all 3 acts right now. Make sure you subscribe to the audio version of the podcast, Silver Screen Breakdowns on Apple, on Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review, and we will read it out on one of the shows. And Peacock, remind them about what you got going on.
You can find out a lot of my stuff at neonpeacockmerch.com or neonpeacock.threadless.com, whichever you prefer. I usually have it up there, but tonight I'm Hannibal Lecter. But go check it out. I have a whole bunch of Halloween stuff. Appreciate Derek. I know he ordered the Bong Rip or Bong RIP shirt that I just put up there. I got a Hella Weed, a couple of Hella Weed shirts also for some of you guys who like to partake and also like Halloween. A lot of cool stuff. And some of my artwork as well. So go check it out. There's a sale going on. So take advantage.
Yes. Yeah, and you already know it's Bogard Scott Free. Find me at the GMM Network. Check me out, Bogard Scott Free on Spotify. Rent it up. We dropping new joints every week. Fuck with me. And tune in next time. Don't you, and for those that's watching live, don't you touch that dial because we're hitting you immediately with the next installment, Part 2 of Child's Play, Part 1 of Silver Screen Breakdown.
Silver Screen Breakdowns.
Silver Screen motion picture shit. This ain't a dream, we really lit this shit. Don't intervene, yo, we with this shit. That's where the most high, we the most lit.